Well, a very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You join us on this penultimate day at the 2026 EPBF Predator European Pool Championships. We're at the Miracle Resort on the turquoise coast in Antalya. And you join us for the last 64 of the men's 9-ball event. And a tough matchup here. The young gun, Max Benko, taking on one of the top-ranked Swede players, Christian Sparenlof Fischer. This is a race to 9, alternate break. A 3-point rule is in effect, and also the shot clock. My name is Gethin Davis, and joining me for this exciting encounter, my good friend and colleague, Joris van Amersfoort. Welcome, welcome, Joris.
Good morning, Gethin, and good morning, every pool fan in the world watching this last 64 match here in Antalya. Indeed, it's Christian who won the leg and starting the break off, and already made a scratch in the side there. Not the start that the 32-year-old powerhouse from Sweden was looking for. And
No.
he's only half his age, Max Benko. 16.
Yeah, and a very tough cookie as well, Joris, and had the pleasure of commentating on Christian's match late yesterday, which he won quite comfortably, but throughout the match did not get his break working at all. Everything else was good, but the breaking department just wasn't there, wasn't making balls, and when he was, just wasn't getting position on another, so had to really grind in that match. Be interesting to see, after looking at that break, if he's able to do anything about that. Max at the table.
Yeah, had ball in hand.
And look where he's left that cue.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried that he overlooked the free balls, like he played possession for the 4. Because of course, maybe he was trying to get the cue ball stuck to the long rail, but he underhit it by a mile, and it was quite a risk in that shot. So now forced to have his jump cue. Made it, but you can see he doesn't have a shape on the 4 ball. He was really looking for a thin hit on the 3.
And he didn't get a direct look at that 3 either. He had to jump past alongside the 5, take a little bit of the long rail first. I have to say that was a classy shot. Unfortunate with the positioning, but was always going to be difficult from there, Joris.
Yeah, I think so too. Probably gonna duck behind the wall of 3 balls here. 5, 6 and 8. Oh, found a nice path there. Great safety.
Yeah, absolutely. He has a very mature head on young shoulders, does Max. He has won multiple European Youth Championships, is very accomplished, even at the age of 16. And we've seen him here on the European circuit for a few years. A great young lad. And this chap, well, multiple junior and senior national titles, one of the top-ranked Swedes. I have to say, when he's in amongst the balls, he does make it look easy, Joris, but right now he's not in and amongst the balls. And Max has called over the referee to have a little look at this, because it's very close to the 6, and I don't think he's convinced it goes.
Well, I am. By the look of this camera angle, it shows perfectly that this is a very makeable, valid shot. Well, there it is.
Yeah,
absolutely
definitely.
Well. Now, where's the 6 ball? Ooh, that got a little bit awkward there with the 9. So I think Max has to stun the cue ball over to the left to shoot it in the same pocket. Right there.
I do like Max in play. He does tend to wear his heart on his sleeve as well. Very expressive. Does let everyone know around him what he's thinking. And even now and again, Joris makes our job easier by laying the cue on the table, and on cue, Pardon the pun. It makes our job a little easier here.
Yeah, absolutely. No more guessing, huh? I played that with lots of inside English and fallen really straight on the 7. Bit too straight for his liking, I think.
Yeah.
He has to decide to punch it in to get the cue ball off the rail, or maybe just play it like a stop shot. I think it's too much for a stop shot and has to force it in a little bit. Straight and out of the pocket, that was the most important thing in that shot. Gotta be accurate.
Played it well.
Yeah, and he did. Max Benko already won the Jason Shaw International Open, the very first edition. He won it at the age of 13. So he recently became 16. Only January 16 was his birthday, so he is just at the start of his career, but has achieved already so much.
It can be quite difficult, Joris. I've noticed when he was coming up through the ranks, he was given nicknames like Wonder Kid or Super Kid or something like that. I'm trying to remember accurately. And it's nothing like adding a bit of pressure onto a young man's shoulders. But fair play to him. He's dealt with it well. He's taken it well. And, you know, when you play to such a quality, there are going to be expectations put on you. But so far, he's living up to them very well, and real bright future ahead of the young man.
Indeed he is.
Now let's see if he can get his break working, because I tell you now, if he can, he could really put it up against Christian here.
Now the 3-point rule is in effect, meaning one ball in the kitchen is a point, and of course a potted ball is a point. And in total, you need 3 points to have a valid break off. In this case, you can see that there are 2 balls spotted and 2 balls in the kitchen. So this is a valid break, and Max Benko to continue. Now taking a look, I'm taking on the bank to the top right corner. Miss it to the pro side maybe. So if you hit it at that exactly there on the long rail, then the 2 ball will roll up towards the brown 7 if he misses it. Exactly there.
Yeah.
Thank you for your demonstration, Max.
He'll send you a tiggy in a minute. Now, I'm just wondering if he can just slice off the blue 2, leaving it against or blocked where the 7 is, and be able to avoid the 3 to come back up the table. That seems like a bit like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think you have to go for it. And by the looks of the 3, that even if you hit it full ball, it will most probably double kiss further down. So I would go for at least a thin possible shot on the 2. And gamble a little bit with the 3. Oh, he hit that a lot more on the nose than he wanted.
Yeah. Thinner contact needed. Hasn't, well, you say hasn't sold out, but certainly cuttable past the 7. There are good options for safety here as well. He could use the 7 as a blocker.
Yeah, I like that a bit better, because this cut shot is definitely not guaranteed. Neither is position. And there's a nice lock. Oh, he's taking on the bank, isn't it? Well, that was offensive.
I like that. And he snuck that one in under the radar, really. I was wondering what he was doing for his safety, but
yeah, I was really expecting him to to bring the cue ball behind the 7, but, well, tried the bank, didn't make it. It's a chance for Christian.
Oh, he managed to get the cue ball in and out of the short rail as well. Did take a little clip of the 9, but that's done him no harm. Yeah, and yesterday, Joris, he played a good game. But as I mentioned, he did not get his break working. However, when he was in and amongst the balls, he just started to get his flow, and you got a sense of sort of caliber of player this gentleman is. But I have to say, Max could have the edge on this. Maybe not on paper.
No, indeed, and that's the funny part, I think, Kevin. Because on paper, if you take a look at Fargo ratings, it's Christian who is higher with a 755 than Max with 710. Where I'm not quite sure if 710 is really representative his level.
No.
But if you take a look in where they are standing in their career, then yeah, Max is still absolutely rising and growing. So I agree with you. On paper, maybe Christian is the favorite, but well, we are here not playing a match on paper. We're playing it on blue cloth.
That is a perfectly put point. I mean, everything is all very well out there on the internet or on a piece of paper, but this is where the business actually happens, and it can be a completely different affair. Could be down to the day, the time, or just the way that Lady Luck has laid her hand on the table. Christian to break. One apiece in this last 64.
Well, that 4 ball did find some gravity, but as you can see, all the balls collided towards each other. And the 5 ball is the only ball that found position in the kitchen. So it's an illegal break, which brings Max to the table. Max can have the edge of the 1 ball and go for a combination towards the 1 if he wants.
He just had a look at the 8 ball there as a bit of a carom. However, this is the position that Christian's found himself in many times yesterday, making balls off the break. Normally a legal break, but just nothing on the next shot, as shown there. And Max has just glanced off the edge of the 1, putting Christian back in trouble. But you just feel at this level, with the caliber of players out there, you really need to have that break doing something for you. Otherwise, you're always going to be up against it.
Yeah, and the stats for this match doesn't start to look bright for Christian about the break, because in the first break-off he scratched. And the second break-off, oh, it was an illegal break.
And came off the second rail, up behind the 1, and that cue ball glued along the short rail, scratch. Max is going to be moving the ball from the 3 to the 5.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure to have the right angle on the 2 ball, so that's why he shot it in the side pocket. Kind of like that approach. Again, he now needs to find the right angle on the 3 ball, so a bit higher than the 3 ball is right now. Oh, he's below. That's not a nice kiss. He hit the 2 ball very thick. And this is not a nice angle. Work to do for Max. This of course still cuts back, but if he tends to screw the object ball over the side pocket, well, it goes most probably around the 5. But of course, indeed, you are also flirting with Lady Luck. Going around the 5, he found a gap.
Great spot, Joris. Was always the risk of contacting the 5 and just spoiling the party. This isn't bad. He doesn't want to finish foul on the 6. And
nicely played. I love this one.
I have to say, Joris, me too. I was feeling that if he was to do anything with going for the corner pocket, that there was always the chance the cue ball was going to be running away, coming low on the 6. That's giving him every opportunity now just to float up through for the 7.
Absolutely right, Kevin. I really like this approach. A little hampered by the 8, but still made it. And a nice shape on the 7 now. Just float it in. Let yourself bounce a little off the table to the center of the table. So after an illegal break, a great safety by Max and a bit unfortunate kick shot where Christian did hit the ball but scratched in the corner. It's a break and no, it's a run out by Max.
Yeah, and this is exactly what he needs to be doing, because if it's going to be reminiscent of yesterday's play, Christian will definitely be giving him chances, most definitely off the break. Might not be like that for the rest of the match, but so far, sort of taking a similar path to yesterday. The difference being, this young lad will jump on the opportunity and take it with both hands, which he has done, and in doing that has taken the lead again, 2-1. We have 2 other matches being streamed for you right now. Wojciech Szewczak is taking on Ika Andoni, and he is leading 1-0 in that. And over on our other table, Island Boy Jonas Suto from Ibiza is playing against Marcus Schleinler, and they're locked at 2 apiece. If you want to keep updated with the scores, they're all there on EPBF.com. Scheduled scores, fixtures, live. We're back. Max Benko to break.
Oh, it's a nice break off. Where it is a legal break and he can continue. Has a thin cut on the 1 ball. If he fancy, he could take it on. You can see that the 2 ball does not pass the left corner of going to the left bottom, so that means that he has to work a lot with the cue ball if he takes it on. Could play, well, I'm not quite sure. Could go for a full rail to play the 2 in the left side, but that's a bit tricky.
I like the idea of 4 or 3 rails, and that's been played very well, Joris.
Yeah,
nice position on the 2.
Yeah, listened to me quite well, so I love it. Pretty good coachable guy.
He's done he's been following good patterns, as you've suggested, good knowledge. If you can come up, if he can follow what you're saying, Joris, and with the amount of experience you've got, it really shows he's listened
to his former coaches. Yes, most probably. I'm not quite sure who has been coaching him or training him, but he is a world champion already in the juniors, winning the Jason Shaw Open International. So
yeah, he's won quite a few European youth championships as well. We've had the pleasure of having him on the TV tables quite a few times in both seniors and juniors event, and he's quite an exciting chap to watch as well, which also helps.
And of course, if Max is winning this match over Christian Fischer, then he promotes towards the last 32. And even also, of course, if Christian wins this, the next opponent, you just mentioned him, that will be the winner between Jonas Suto and Markus Steindler.
Well, be interesting to see who comes through in that one as well. These lads playing for a place in the last 32. We will get through to the quarterfinals today in both women's, men's, and I believe also in the under-23 event tomorrow. Semi-finals and finals. But that is at the back of our mind right now. Max Benko takes the fourth rack and a 3-1 lead. And something needs to change for Christian already, as Max has got his break working quite nicely. What are you thinking, Joris?
He did, and it's, well, Christian who really has to step up his gear on, well, most probably indeed his break off. I do feel that he doesn't hit them as nice in the face with the nicer stroke. So I think that's his first work to do, because further on, also in the last rack, he didn't do anything wrong, of course, so that's not where he can benefit the most. It all starts with his break off.
Yeah, he's quite off on the cut break again, Joris, and that's not going to bring him any reward. In fact, quite the opposite, it brings Max to the table. Eyeing up a kick and stick. Or is he?
Yeah, by the looks of it, indeed, he is looking for kick stick. Most probably because the two ball is not available in the bottom left and right, so he might feel that there's no value in attacking here. There is some kind of a line from the 1 towards the 9, which offers a shot, but he likes to play safe. Well, the 1 ball got some gap, so if there's no direct line, I still assume that Christian will take his jump cue to jump over the edge. But apparently not. He's still looking at the kick shot. Might be because there's a 1-9 combination available.
Yeah, that's not a bad call.
No, but if you miss the whole pack there, you leave ball in hand on that 1-9 combo. Not sure if it takes it on, but, well, that might be the reason for Christian to take on this 2-rail kick shot on the 1. Well, he hit it.
He did. What's the result?
Well, this does cut back, Catherine.
It's a very thin one. Cue ball's going to be running.
Yeah, he's pointing on the line in between the 7 and the 8. With top spin going 4 rails around. Clockwise. He kind of missed contact with the 8 ball. Found the root.
Great knowledge of angles there. Great knowledge of angles. That was a fantastic shot. Tricky combination on the 4 from the 2. A couple of shakes of the head. Oh, that turned out nice as well. I really thought that 2 was going to lock up against the 3 and actually end up providing Max with a bit of a problem. That's turned out quite nicely, Joris. He can come back across for the 3.
Nice little angle. All hard work has been done. Can go forward, indeed, that's where he wants to go. Some nice angle on the 6. So go forward 2 rails at the same height as the 6 is, about 1 diamond of the rail. Now I would like to have a little bit straighter on the 7. Because if you leave too much of an angle, you will not be able to hold it from the 7 to the 8. So probably close to the side pocket he's standing over. Yes, that is absolutely perfect.
This is one of the familiar things with Benko. You can just see there's a point, well, I have witnessed it in a few matches, there's a point where he just gets this sense of belief and his swagger just starts to begin, and it's as if he's just sort of opening up his chest a little bit as well. I do like it. It's great.
Yeah. Completely understand what you're saying, Gavin. Yeah, like the shoulders are a bit more to the back, standing up straight, having the confidence and an aura around him.
Yeah, indeed. We have seen with other players that sometimes that sort of expressive nature can come back and bite them sometimes. But at his age, it just doesn't seem to bother him. It's like water off a duck's back. And it's a tricky cut, this, if he's going to take it. He's looking at the bank now, Joris. That cue ball
Yeah, I
overran.
don't think this cuts back. Yeah, you overrun that by quite a mile. Gave it a bit too much right spin. So now it's the take on the bank. And flawlessly makes it. What a shot again by the young 16-year-old Max Benko.
Oh, I would like to see that on the replay, Joris. It looked like he'd started walking away before the ball had even contacted the rail, and then he just had a little look over his shoulder on the way back to the chair. I kind of like that. That was
yeah.
That put a capital S on the swagger. I like it.
Indeed it is. Fortunately, it wasn't the last rack, because he would already have shaken the hand of Christian before the ball has
That would have been
got his way back from the rail.
Well, more importantly, he's keeping Christian in his seat, which is no mean feat, and gets the break. 4-1. He's really starting to run away with this, Joris, and what a great performance so far. If he can back this up and keep it going, I tell you what, I start to put him quite high on my list for favourites for this tournament.
Can you imagine that? So young, just sticking his nose out in the men's division, where 2 years ago he was still in the pupils, and now maybe going towards a favorite role in the men's. No, indeed. Well, what can Christian do? Again, he didn't do anything wrong except not producing the correct break off. But further, he can't say anything because he is not part of the Max Benko show. He's just a spectator at the moment.
Absolutely. He's been stuck in the back seat. And this is looking very nicely for Max. Could be a first break and run.
Indeed. Well, he's a little bit closer to the rail than he wanted, but the angle is perfect, so he can stay down on the shot, just go a little bit forward with the cue ball, can play this with the correct pocket speed, which is very important on these Predator arc tables at the side pockets.
Absolutely. We have seen the best players in the world succumb to these centre pockets going at them with pace or slight inaccuracy. It's really good. I think it's good for the play as well. Players treat these tables with a lot of respect, quite rightly. And still looking good for this break and run, and this would be a very good time for Max to do it. It could just take Christian mentally out of this match.
Yeah, and I wouldn't blame Christian if he takes a timeout after this rack. Not because he has to regroup himself, but just to take the speed out of the momentum that is, of course, definitely at Max Benko's.
Yeah, 5-1. I wouldn't blame him either. And you're right, Joris. It's a really good point to make, and it's something which isn't discussed as much. It's a small thing taking a timeout in the essence of the match, but there are many opportunities to take it. We've seen it on a few occasions where we felt a player should, and they haven't, and they've paid a price for it. We've also seen positions where they've taken a break, and it's just been at the perfect time, and they've come back. The break has suddenly started working for them. So there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, and of course, indeed, a timeout can be useful for yourself personally. So to regroup and get yourself something together, to make some changes, to get something else going. But I think you can also use a timeout in a sportive way to involve with your opponent. You just force your opponent for 5 minutes to take a sit back in the seat, and that can really help.
Force your player to stew.
Yeah, I've always also once I remember that. Well, my opponent was first of all flying, and then suddenly a rack where he was struggling and making mistakes. And after his last mistake, like it was a third mistake on a rack, I finally got my hands on a rack and I was still way back. But that's where I decided to take a timeout. And he had to sit 5 minutes in a chair thinking about the mistakes he just made. And, and that really turned over the whole match. So that's really helpful to take a timeout also to get in the head of your opponent, for example.
Incredible. Well, Christian, yet again, as with yesterday, just not getting shape off the break. Made balls. Didn't have shape on the one. Has played the push. Very thin cut on the one ball here. But Max gave it back, so he didn't like it.
Now it's a thin cut. The one ball is on. But well, you can easily sell out if you're attacking it. Ooh, he's looking to find... Wow. He was looking for the 5 ball, but that was very dangerous because you can see that it's not very easy to fall behind the 5. And if you wouldn't find it, then there's definitely not a shot covered on the 1. And by the looks of it, the 2 doesn't pass the 9, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah, he's just having a look at bringing the cue ball and connecting with the bottom of the 9. But yeah, that 2 ball doesn't have the bottom right pocket. May have the left center if he were to come underneath the 9. Stayed above it.
Yeah, I think he wanted to flick the 2 ball, but just missed it. Now, you like smashing it on a 2-9 and 10 lady luck.
Well, I actually like coming off the right-hand side of this 2, off the long rail, and use the 8 and 3 to get the cue ball in.
Yeah,
that would be a very handy shot. May even bring the 9 over to join the party. Oh, howdy. Jeepers creepers.
Oh my, please someone call Florian Köhler. Because nobody can escape this prison.
Wow.
What to do here?
Well, Max sitting comfortable in his chair. If Christian makes a hit on this blue 2, well, if the scoreline was different, it would bring the house down.
Well, if he makes this, I will eat my head. It's going to be long.
Oh, don't say
And
that.
top rail, a long left rail, going around the 5. Oh, that was really close. Such a shame. Such a nice effort. I'm for sure if he missed the 5, he would have been very close to hit the 2 ball. What an effort it was. Yeah, I think Max is forced to play safe from the 3 if he doesn't want to open them up.
No, and the 5 is not necessarily his favourite ball up at the top of the table either.
No, indeed.
Good point, Euros. 3 foul rule is in effect. So there is always that opportunity. We did see it play out once yesterday in one of our closing matches of the day. I don't know. I would assume he was going safe here, but he's having a really good look at the 3 onto the 9.
Yeah, but what's the value? Oh, what, a 3 off the 9?
Well, yeah, playing it onto the 9, he keeps looking at the angle of the combination, and again, I'm just thinking, what value is there for that?
Ah, he was going for the combo. Yeah. That was a really toughie.
Especially when Christian was on 1 foul. That was a lovely little cluster down there. I mean, Max really locked him in trouble the first time. I don't mind him going for a second foul there if he doesn't feel it's on, especially where the 5 is.
Yeah. So did I, but well, Max felt that the 9 ball was makeable. And Christian, well,
it's on.
I think he tried to flick the 5, but now found indeed a position where he can take the cut shot on if he wants. Gotta watch out for the 8 and 9 with the root downwards if he's going for it. I wouldn't blame him to stop it and bury the cue ball above the 7.
Yeah. Was a tough cut as it was, but locking Max up has a much higher success of reward, you feel. Not an easy escape.
No, not at all. He's now taking a look at betting it above the side pocket, but well, you can see that he really has to extend that angle out of the side pocket with tons of right-hand English. And I'm not quite sure if he can make it. That's why he tries to curve it just to... Oh, that's too much. That's way too much. I think he still wanted to can contact above the side pocket, but...
Well, if the comeback is on for Christian, really needs to start happening now. This is a very good opportunity. 4 balls left.
Where's the cue ball going? Oh my goodness. What a lot of power on that shot. Hit it way too thin, I believe. That's why he got no longer on the long rail, but all the way down there towards the corner. And of course also overpaced it. Now I think he can still see the 8 ball, and I also think he can see the pocket angle of the 8 ball, so He could work his way around the corners with the cue ball. Don't want to scratch again. No. How is the pace? It's just there. What a nice shot it is. Great recovery. Oh. That was nerve-wracking, wasn't it, Kevin?
It wasn't as comfortable as he wanted it, I'm pretty sure about that. But nevertheless, he did make it. Gets the scoreline back to 5-2. Max with the break. And, well, still in pole position, but a little glimmer of light for Christian there. And just having a look out over the other tables, Wojciech Szewczak is 3-2 up against Ikorandoni Echeverria. And on table 3, as Max was just looking over there, Jonas Suto is 6-3 up on Markus Schleinler from Austria, I believe.
Yeah, indeed. And the winner of that match is heads up against the winner of this match in the last 32.
Maybe Max already knows that and is having a little sneak look over at the table to see what's to come. On this occasion, dry break. And that one is not pretty at all for Christian. Oh, maybe it was an illegal break.
Indeed, it was an illegal break, so the opponent then has the option, if there is not a shot available, and giving it back towards Max. Oh, he took that on.
He nearly potted it.
Nearly potted it. Hit it too thin, indeed. Wow.
Well, the 4-5 is a little bit ugly down here on the bottom left long rail. May not be value in going for this yet. Christian has other ideas.
Yeah, and I would totally understand if he goes into that 4-5 right now. Just take a look at it. Because if he hits it from the bottom rail, he can open up everything. Oh, he hit the 8. Didn't want that to happen. And now it's getting tougher and tougher to open them up from this free ball. Going around the 9, just missed the 7. That's his game plan. Oof. That's very aggressive.
It may need to take something as aggressive as that.
He's a lefty.
Joris.
Yeah, he's lefty. Can go for it. No, he's not. I don't blame him.
Well, that 4-5 is still clustered
for
up.
it, but yeah, indeed. No. Yeah, I would love to see him take a swing at the free ball, try to open it up, but this is the more mature approach of it. And it looks like Max is taking on the cut shot and tries to open them up with a ton of left side English. Hit it too thin.
Wow. I have to say, I tip my hat to the young man. He nearly did make that 3, played it in such a fashion that that cue ball did come in, take a little nubble of the 4-5. But look at how he's left Christian here. And Christian just shaking his head. He's not really come to the table with much on a few occasions. And this one's up there.
Yeah, I think he just can free kick on it, because if you... Well, the only thing that could go wrong here is making the free and scratch with cue ball afterwards. But if you give ball in hand to Max Benko and leaving the free ball there, I don't think Max can do a lot with it. This is why he chose for even more issues. Deliberate fall.
I actually thought he was looking at pushing the 9 over onto them, but that wasn't what he had intended. Ball in hand for Max here. Still needs to do something with this 4-5, but with ball in hand, that does increase his opportunity to get that.
Yeah, to be honest, it is, but I'm not quite sure if you can give enough speed to the cue ball and open them up and find position. Yeah, that was too much to ask for.
He's looking at bringing the cue ball behind the 8 here. Just a thin contact on the 4. He could bring the cue ball just over to the other long rail and leave Christian in trouble, but he's looking just to add that exclamation point on it, and I don't blame him.
That's not a nice shot, so the deliberate foul made by Christian pays off. Now can he bank the 4 in the 9?
Well, that would be rather cheeky.
Well, I like it. I like it a lot. Indeed, this was the shot. The line from the 4 and the 9 was just not there. So he had the right focus on leaving the cue ball behind the 5.
It's very tight to that 5 ball as well, Joris. He's just having a little check. Can he actually see the point on the rail that he's aiming for?
Yeah, it looks like it. He's not elevating his cue, so he could reach for it. But this is not going to be safe, and a full possibility now for Christian to go offensive here. Sorry. Looks like the 5 passes the 6. That's quite an important thing, because the 5 is not available towards the top corner and also not available towards the right side pocket. The left side pocket is way too steep to attack, so I think he has to play the 5 in the same corner.
Oh, avoided it well. It's quite close to it coming back up the table there. Wouldn't have helped if he'd have caught a good chunk of it.
Now again he has to make a choice. I think he can just roll forward, take it very easy, but looks like he's going to... I could even stun this. No, it's okay. It was a bit easier than I thought.
Well, after the way this match has kicked off, I think he'd be happy with the scoreline of 5-3 and getting the break, so...
Yeah, after a firing start by Max Benko, where he got all the momentum and all the table time, plus leading in score 5-1, now it kind of starts shifting towards Christian now, who just hang in there, and that led to a poor safety, poor resave by Max Benko.
I'm just wondering, in contrast, if Max may now take a timeout.
No, by the looks of it,
Nope.
he is not, so we're still continuing.
Good stuff. Christian to break. And this match starting to become a little more interesting. Max seems to be very interested in action on the other table. Let me tell you what's going on over there. Wojciech Szewczak is leading 5-2 over Aiko Andoni Echeverria. And on table 3, Jonas Suto from Spain is 7-3 up on Markus Schleinler from Austria. So he's looking to really put the hammer down in that match. Again, for a place in the last 32. We also have the loser qualification in the women's underway. Bringing it back to this match. Christian to break, trailing 3 racks to 5. And that looks to be a bit of a better break if he gets a shot on the next ball, Joris, which he looks to have done.
Yeah, he did. Finally, the first time in this match that Christian made a legal break plus a shot on the first ball to attack. Now you can see that the 4 ball is a bit hampered by the 7 towards that bottom left. So he could also go forward to shoot the 4 ball in the side pocket, the right side pocket after the 2 ball is gone. That would be a fable. So I wouldn't mind going forward. Now Christian took on this smaller pocket and well, let's see, there's still quite an entrance. Oh, the 7 ball even helped him a little bit.
He needed a little touch on the 7.
Yeah, it did. So now we most probably will see a break and run by Christian, and this is what he needs to do. First time in this match that he can see a ball of his break off converted into points on the scoring board. Max already believes that this is a done deal for the rack.
Well, Christian just showing what he's capable of when the break does start working for him. So Max just needs to be aware. Currently the scoreline favours him, of course, so that takes a little bit of the pressure off, but Christian can certainly start to mount it up now with this break and run. And he's played it very well, Joris.
Yeah, absolutely. Nicely done. 5-4. Got connected in scoreline with the team, the leader.
Well, for our viewers, just wondering how the schedule is looking like for today and tomorrow. As I mentioned, we're on our penultimate day. So we 2 more days of play. Coming up, we have more women's and under 23 and men's 9-ball action. And that will be getting us through to the semi-finals and finals, which will take place tomorrow. And we also have the quarter-finals, semi-finals and finals of the teams event. Women's teams and men's teams. So still lots more action today and tomorrow. And how's he left on that blue too? Legal break, Joris.
Yeah, but I don't think he can see enough of it. Well, by the looks of Max Benko's attitudes, I can assure you it's not.
It looked like he'd been sent out the classroom or something there. He wasn't happy at all.
Yeah. Not again. Yeah. Go and see the principal, mate. Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter how long you look at it, Max. It's not going to get any better for you. He did have a little think about jumping over the edge, but that cue ball's such a way up the table. He still has the push available to him, so it's not as if he has to take this 2-ball on in any way, shape or form.
And it's not very easy to find cover or get the cue ball safe. Oh, that's what I meant. Even more disasters coming up with that scratch. But it was all laying down in a funny way where it was perfectly lined up for that double kiss. You really had to work to get the double kiss out of the equation.
And you have to say, Although it wasn't looking like it was going the Swedes' way at all, Joris. This is now a good look at bringing the scoreline back to all level, and Max may be sitting in his chair thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
This is a typical rack where the center of your table is your friend. This is a very nice exercise that everybody should practice. Put a piece of paper in the center, and that's where you have to bring your cue ball back.
Yeah, very well pointed out. And if that cue ball lands in the center every time, it should be quite a relatively simple run out for Christian. Obviously, we don't want to jinx it with the commentator's curse, of course, but I mean, 5-all, Joris, that's a big swing considering at the start that Max got off to.
Definitely is, because in the beginning it was a massive Max Benko show, and things have turned around. Again, nicely back in the center of the table. 1 or 2 more times. Oh my goodness. Did we jinx it? This is, I take this one on your account, Kevin.
You can knock that one on mine. Oh, poor. I'm not laughing at Christian either. I'm more laughing at the situation that we've created for it. But that is not what he needs to be doing, really. This was his chance. He's not going to get so many. I feel coming into the next rack at 5 apiece, Max could start just beating himself up a little bit. He may even do that now if that cue ball's locked against the cushion.
Well, you really need some good fundamentals to be able to make this 8 and float the cue ball back 2 rails. Just, I think, a diamond more to the left than where it is right now.
Yeah, good recovery. Was a tricky shot. And this to stay in the lead and extend his lead to 2 racks. Be interesting to see if both players now have their break working. This could be a very quick, frantic, firework-induced close to this match. Max Benko takes a 2-rack lead again. The scoreline 6-4. It will be Christian to break. He would love to have another break and run. Be interesting.
Yeah, I'm very interested because that last miss by Christian was most definitely a loss of concentration. Maybe was a little bit just like me, getting the cue ball back to the center, getting the cue ball back to the center, and had too much focus on the cue ball instead of the object ball. In the meantime, he did make some valid break. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Can he see the 1 ball, and can he make the potting angle past the 7? There is a gap.
Yeah, it looked like the 7 had taken over the pocket, but from, as you've just said, from this angle, if he can see the potting angle, it should be worth going for, you feel? Especially if you can avoid the 5.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure. In the former rack, also he had the 1... sorry, it was a 2 ball and semi-blocked by the 7. And there the 7 helped the object ball in towards that pocket. I'm not quite, this is a similar situation. It is, it was.
It was a similar situation. Oh dear, has he just come down a bit too far for the blue 2? Maybe, maybe not.
So.
What's his face telling us? Oh.
Well, this camera angle shows me that it is fallen a bit too far down. So he needs to kick or jump. It's going to be a kick. Maybe a little frustration on this kick shot. I can understand if he plays this pretty firm, because he will kick the two ball towards the bottom left. And it's all open there. So I rather pace it that oh, he can see it. Yeah, if not, I'd rather have grabbed the jump cue. Ah, he could see enough of it. All right.
Yeah.
He was fooling us a little bit there, Kevin.
The overhead was as well.
They all are.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
Clean 4.
Probably back around the 9. Go in between the 9 and the 7. Took the extra rail. Fall nicely on the 7. And, well, looks like this is going to be the break and run by Christian Sparle Fischer.
Yeah, you have to feel if this Swede is going to get his break working, he's fully capable of running for fun. His opponent also too, but on this occasion, this really looks like his break's moving in the right direction. Gets the scoreline back to 6-5, not letting Max run away with this. And it's creating a very interesting match for us in the box and our viewers at home, Joris. And just having a little look around at the other scores. We have a few results already coming in. Our other match on table 3 is already concluded. Jonas Suto has beaten Marcus Schlangler 9-3. Yawa Grio is 9 as well, 9-3 over Daniel Malkev. And Petri Mäkinen of Finland, 9-5 win over Hilmar Fridjofsson. So some players having it very well and are already booked their place in the last 32. It just appears players are having a timeout, so I would suggest, Joris, you and I join them, refresh our drinks. Feels like it's going to be an exciting end to this last 64 match. We'll be back with you very shortly.
So we are back Max Benko wrecking the balls again. Still in the lead, 6-5.
Would not like to let Christian back to all level though. This could be a very important break for this young man. And, well, we may see a swing in this match, unexpectedly considering his opening performance.
Well, didn't make the one in the side. And not the four is not going either. There is a shot on the one, which I think he cannot deny and has to take it on. But you can see the two ball is a bit off. Now, I won't blame that there's a two-way shot here, Kevin, where if he finds the right position, he could play for a combo on the 9, maybe a billiard on the 9, cutting the 2 ball, find some cover behind the 5 ball. A lot of good things could happen if he takes on this combo.
As you were talking about that, Joris, he was taking a good look at the 2 and 9. I love your idea of playing off of the 3 onto the 9. Sorry,
No,
the 2.
The 2 ball. Yeah, I think with this angle he can even take the cut shot with the combination. I think it's a little too thin to billiard the cue ball to the 9, so I think it's going to be a combination. Should maybe be an option to swing the 2 ball around the corners and to stop the cue ball, but I feel like the 2 ball will go towards the 3. So there's some risk involved in that shot, and if there's involving in everything. Oh, he's playing my last call.
How's the pace?
I'll cover.
Yeah, not bad at all. Max immediately looking to reach for the stars. He's going to go airborne. Just needs to nick over the 9 here, Joris. Very makeable jump and doesn't need to do too much to try and get shape on the 3. Do fancy his chances with this, but it's never a given.
I took off his extension of his jump cue to make his jump cue stick even shorter, just to be very accurate and able to make a short jump shot. Needs to make contact and land on the 2 ball. He did. Well, that little bump on the jaw really helped him.
Oh, poor Christian.
You can see Christian in the chair. Oh, man.
He's like, what just happened there? Where did that middle cushion come from? And that held the cue ball lovely for this 3. 4 sitting pretty over the center pocket. 5 may not pass the 9. He's shaking his head. Not completely comfortable with how he's laying for this purple 4, but I'm assuming he wanted to try and come underneath it. Doesn't have the angle for it now. Well, not the natural angle. He certainly made it work. Definitely value taking this 5 on and getting past the 7 for the 6.
Indeed. I'll put a little more effort on it. And
Played
look
well.
at this position, Kevin.
Very confident pot. He really does not want to let Christian back level on the scoreline. You can just see that little grit and determination in him.
Yeah, it's funny to see, because in the first part of the match where he, well, flew towards a 5-1 lead, he was taking even more pace on his shots. He's now taking a little bit more time on every shot to step in correctly.
Trading blows now. They're trading blows. We're getting to that point of the match. Christian seems to have his break working a little bit better. Max feeling it. A little bit of Christian breathing down his neck. And pots this 9 to get the scoreline to 7-5. He's 2 away from the magic 9. Christian just 2 away from Max, and will have the break. This could get very interesting, Joris, indeed.
Yeah, all pressure is on. Max 1 away from the hill. This is the moment that there is no more mistakes, well, to be done by Christian. He needs to stay close to Max here. And I feel this is a must-win rack for Christian if he wants to have an eye on victory. Breaking from the left side this time. And again, I tell you what, this is a messy rack. Of course he has the 1 ball and he can continue, but take a look at the 2 ball. Attempted to go for the 2-9 combination again.
Might be his only hope.
There's a little gap in between the 2 and the 9. So he could go for it, but again, it's quite a gamble. But if he goes for it, I won't blame it. No, I understand, but yeah, it's going to be a thin hit from the 2 to the 9. The 2 will run into the 7. So there are so many good things that could happen for Christian if he goes for it. Well, he doesn't like it.
Ooh.
And he won't like this either.
No. The 8 did drop as well off that contact with the cue ball. I mean, do you want to try and jump over that 7?
No, I would like to roll the 7 to watch that 2-9 to lock it up, to take the combo out of the equation.
I like that.
Yeah. I think that if you, because right now you can give ball in hand and Max can shoot the 2 towards that corner, that top right corner. But if you roll the 7 a little bit forward, then I don't see anything attacking possible for Max. And he's now taking a look to swing it from the top rail, and there's, well, a lot of gamble in this shot. Do or die, I feel. No, he hit the 2
The
ball.
4.
The 4 ball.
Yeah.
And with
Thank you,
only
Christian.
5, yeah, only 5 balls on the table, this should be it.
Well, I can understand what Christian was doing there. He, unless he was going to stick the 9 in the mix and rather the other ball in the mix to hamper the blue 2 and 9 combination, he had to try and get some contact and was leaving a little bit to Lady Luck. On this occasion, didn't make a good hit. Will Max Benko get 1 foot on the hill?
These kind of layouts are 10 out of 10 in practice.
Completely agree. And what had started to look like Christian just getting his claws back into this race to 9. One positioning mistake from him and a failed escape from his own self-induced safety has brought Max to the table, and more importantly, brings Max Benko to the hill. It started to look very comfortable for him, but it's getting a little bit more uncomfortable. That will certainly help. And while we just take a look at Max racking to break on the hill, a few more updates around in the men's last 64 event. I picked up on a couple of results that have come up. There's a few more that are sitting at the hill, and 2 that stuck out for me. Saki Kanatla from Turkey won 9-5 over Faruk Terzik. And where are we? It was Tobias Bongers taking a 9-1 comfortable win over Kadir Korkmaz of Turkey. So people booking their places in the last 32. Will Max Benko be the next to do so? That looks like... Was that a legal break?
Yeah.
I think that one went,
Yeah,
the one went up and through, didn't it?
Yeah, it was indeed. So he has a legal break and continue it. And not the worst layout. Got a shot and a 1 to the side pocket. Needs to maneuver his cue ball towards the 7 to shoot the 2 ball in the bottom left. Now the 5 is in a little awkward spot to get there. There's a small gap in between the top right pocket and the 5 to land on that short rail. If he manages to get there and get straight back to where the 1 is right now, that would really work. He's now taking a look in, going forward towards that long rail. Again, long rail, top rail. He is. Yeah, nicely done. With some check side, he avoided kiss with the 5 ball.
Yeah, that was nice.
Now, again, some maneuver needed. I love this. He's now taking a look and putting a lot of draw going around the 6 and stay underneath the 3 ball to find position on that 3. Well, he didn't.
Needed to avoid
go
it.
Underneath it. Yeah, was close, but well, it looks like he's very disappointed. But I favor him to get this one safe. From the long rail back towards the 3, shoot the 3 in the left side pocket. Bring the cue ball down table, maybe find some cover behind the 8 ball. Again, quite some good things could happen here. For example, making the 3.
Oh, when it's going your way, it certainly makes the game look beautiful.
It sure is. You gotta feel for Christian. Again, there where he thinks this might be my opportunity to get a feedback in the match. He gets a little disappointed. Now, will this finally be his chance, or no? A little bit more disappointment probably. The 5 is on. He can have the cut to the top left. But it's a real tough shot, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah. What else are you going to do? I mean, there is a safety on, but with the scoreline where it's at, he may just feel the time is now.
Yeah, I think this is a must-take-on shot. Cutting the 5 to the top left. Keeping it easy, because the 6 is all the way down here. This is very tough.
Oh.
Made it.
Oh.
And that bump pretty much helped him. I like it.
That was a nice bump, Joris. I have to say,
Yeah.
playing that thin cut with outside spin, he made that look rather easy. I was very impressed with that shot. Now, has to play another good cut on this 6, Joris.
Yeah, I was about to say he was always running into the 7, and indeed he was hitting it full on the nose, which really helped him. And I assume, especially where the 9 is, he will go forward 3 rails, top left, using the top rail. Oh no. Another mistake there. To be honest, that was quite unnecessary.
Yeah, that could be the costliest one yet. Still, a lot of work for Benko to do here to get the cue ball back down for the 8. More importantly, making the 7.
But Max Benko also failed to make that shot. And this time, he didn't get away with it. Bit of a let-off. This was the first match point that we could see from Max. But looks like Christian has survived it.
Absolutely. That was the finish line in sight for the Slovenian. And now what a swing. Christian looking to pounce on that mistake. And it's not all over yet, Joris. The score back to 8-6. I believe Max gets the break here. Am I correct? He hasn't brought his stick with him.
No, it's indeed Christian to break off. He's breaking off in the 15th rack. Just to hang on and extend his stay here in Antalya, Turkey, at the Predator European Pool Championships. Now, if Christian managed to win this match, it ain't all over for Max Benko. Of course, the 9 ball is over because it's single elimination. But Slovenia is still in the teams where he probably will play too. So that will continue tomorrow, 12:30 Turkish time.
Correct. We kick off with the quarterfinals, and then semi-finals and finals. Tomorrow is going to be an exciting day of pool. There's going to be some crutch matches there.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially I have the real clash of the Titan countries in Europe, because it's a heads-up between Poland and Germany. And these two countries are really dominating the European tire players. And, well, I feel that these are most favorite for the title. But tomorrow, 12:30, they are heads up against each other.
Yeah, we're getting to that stage now, Joris.
Yes, we do. But Max Benko has a nice shot on the 2 ball. It needs the cue ball on the 2 ball, but needs the cue ball bringing back to where it is right now. At least, most probably 1 roll further. Lovely, absolutely lovely.
Now, great angle to come up for the 4. The 5 not too far away from it. This should be a better look at match point for Max here. Just wants to not make a mistake.
Didn't get completely through that ball, therefore left himself a bit of a longer 4-ball. Still be okay. Shoot the 5 in the same pocket afterwards. Bringing the cue ball back where it is right now.
Yeah. And if you look at the 7, 8, 9, Max, with one good shot off the 6, can find himself tap, 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 tap. And last 32 will beckon.
Indeed, one more important shot, bringing the cue ball just above the 9, or as he looks to it back to the left side, is working a little bit more than with his cue ball.
May have been a different situation if Christian had got his brakes working right from the get-go. He did work hard to get back into this match, Joris, but you have to think Max always felt in control.
Yeah, he did, but it was a very nice display of pool of this 16-year-old Max Benko, one of the greatest talents in the world and a very bright future for the whole pool community. And with this 9-ball, he will promote towards the last 32. He will take on Jonas Soto from Spain. And that's it. It's Christian Sparrele Fischer who will finish 33rd here at the Predator European Pool Championships. The next round of the last 32 will start in 2 hours from now. So that will be 14:30 local time. Congratulations towards Max Benko. And on behalf of myself, Joris van Amersfoort, and of course my co-commentator, Kevin Davis, I hope to see you later today for more pool action.